Hey everybody, what's going on? Hexlex here, got another Master Duel video for you. It's Monday, which means it's time for one of our viewer specials once again. I love the viewer specials. I love the chance to get to see a lot of decks that we don't normally get to see here on the channel because I either don't play them very often or don't have them built. And not only that, but I love to watch you all play because you all watch me play enough. So I figure, why not have the chance to see you all play? That is, in fact, what the viewer special is all about, where we watch games from you all, the viewers. So if you're wondering how you can submit some games for the viewer special, there are two different ways you can do it. You can either submit it to the comment section below, but I more frequently check the other place you can submit them, which is on our Discord. So if you check out the description in the in the description below, you'll go ahead and find a invite link to the Discord. It's free to join. There are hundreds of duelists there already, and we are always just hanging out, chatting about the game or just other stuff in general. It's very chill, and I highly recommend joining, especially again if you want to submit a viewer special game, because we have an entire channel in the Discord dedicated to those submissions. And it's just a lot easier for me to check that channel than, go through the YouTube comments and try to find them all. So I do check the ones in YouTube comments as well, but you definitely have a better chance if you are posting in the Discord, which again, invite link is in the description below there. So as far as the information that I need from you, it's mostly going to be your 9-digit player ID here. That way I can go to your profile and see your public replays. Make sure that you are saving any replay you want me to see publicly, because if it's not saved publicly, I'm not able to view it, and then I can't show it off for the video. So other information that is helpful to include: if you have multiple public replays saved, make sure that if you want me to see one specific game, that you're giving me like the date and time of the game or your opponent's name, something that I can identify this is the one particular game you want me to see. That said, if you have multiple duels you would like to submit, you can do multiple submissions. There is no limit to that. I just ask that you don't spam submit the same game over and over again. But as long as you're, submitting different games, that's totally cool. And if your games don't get featured this week, there's always next week. We do this every single week, so there's always more chances to get those games in there. But let's go ahead and see some of the duels that we have in store for this week's viewer special. Okay, so our first duel for today's video comes to us from Aster Arts. I hope I'm saying that correctly. That's how I usually say it. I don't think you've corrected me yet, so hopefully that is correct. But Aster, or Aster Arts over on Twitter, is a very awesome member of our community who actually drew a pretty cool piece of fan art that I'll go ahead and throw up on screen now. And if you are interested in any more of Aster's art, over on Twitter, it's just Aster_Arts. I'll even throw the link in the description below. Check out their work. It's great stuff. Looks like we have a game where we're playing Virtual World against PURRELY. I wanted to see this because it's been so long since I've played. I don't know if I've played VW on the channel since VFD got banned, honestly, which is a bit of a shame if I haven't, because it's a really cool deck. I just don't know that much about it. So I wanted to see this game against PURRELY for sure. Looks like we're going to be taking the second turn here. We don't open any disruption, but this hand seems like it's pretty full of gas. One thing in particular I do remember about playing Virtual World is that the deck is not very susceptible to like onboard and monster effect negation, so stuff like Valor and Imperm doesn't tend to be that great against Virtual World, so it's definitely got that going for it. It can be susceptible to Ash Blossom sometimes, but with a hand like this, I think we're pretty much good. Almost no matter what kind of hand traps our opponent would have. Now, to be fair, we do have to play through a PURRELY opponent going first here. So I'm surprised they didn't add the PURRELY. Is that already like the last card in their hand, I wonder? Adding the PURRELY was interesting there. Looks like they're summoning the Plump. Yep, with the PURRELY attaching the Delicious. Getting their 2 spells from the yard. Oh, they haven't normal summoned yet. Okay, that makes a little more sense why they added the PURRELY. But oof, they whiffed. Yeah, this is why I think adding the Yeep might have been better, because the Yeep would have guaranteed them a Noir next turn. But now, it looks like they're just going to go for the Assembled Nightingale and then ultimately end up passing. The Plump is pretty sizable, to be fair, with that extra Delicious. So that having that in attack mode isn't necessarily an awful thing. They get an extra draw here, too. Looks like we're going to fire off Desires. And, wow, we didn't actually banish anything too crucial. We hit 2 of our virtual world cities when we drew the 3rd one, so that's all good here. Oh, I wanted to see your extra decks, too. I always like looking at people's extra decks, especially for, like, virtual world. I just don't know too much. Okay, yeah, I know Ultimized Zolkin is one thing they often do now. Ooh, and we have a Winda package. I saw the Shadal Beast in there. We're playing a sneaky little Winda package. Shoot, that's cool. I like it. Okay, they tried to attach that? Looks like they did, yeah. So, using that there definitely makes a lot of sense. I'm not going to really be able to comment too much about the specific combo line here, because again, I'm just not... It's been so long since I've played Virtual World. Alright, we're summoning Coral Dragon and activating the Lili. That lets us send another Nyan Nyan from our deck, as well as another one of the spell cards. So here's the Zolkin, okay. Because it's a tuner and a non-tuner of the same level, I believe. They have to be both be level 5 or higher as well. I see, okay. So, yeah, Simple Nightingale means our opponent was always going to be able to dodge getting OTK'd this turn, but that doesn't mean we can't put up a very strong board for them to contend with here. Going for the Clear Wing Synchro off the Ultimized Zolkin. That will, of course, offer a... Is that Monster Negate? Yeah, Monster Negate. We have the Shen Shen as well. Oh, and the Ptolemy. This bounces stuff, doesn't it? A monster on the field or in either graveyard. Hell yeah. And we even get to blow up... Oh, we get to blow up the My Friend before the Plump even leaves, so that way they don't get back the spells. That's so good. Oh, and it gets banished, too. Okay, hell yeah. Maxing in response to the PURRELY streak, because of course we get to cycle for the draw here. Plus, our opponent has such few stuff. It's so... Oh my god, we got... Oh my god, that's such a good draw. I was going to say, it's so unlikely that our opponent has a lot of follow-up on the next turn anyway for the Maxi. Yeah, unfortunately, we can't battle over the Nightingale. No destroy by battle or damage either, which is annoying, but... yeah, wow, that was even our goal because we just set up Zeus here instead. We didn't even need the thrust here. Look at this. We have banishing, we have a negation, we have a board wipe if needed. Speaking of board wipes, our opponent is able to go for theirs, but... Oh, they have the Kaiju for the Crystal Wing. I was going to say the Crystal Wing is going to stop that from doing much, but no, they had the Kaiju for it. Dang. That's unfortunate, but you know... Okay, now they have a Fenrir. Oh, now we're in like comeback mode. I was gonna say we're a little bit ahead, but we really weren't though. Our opponent was ahead on stuff there, and we only have a thrust, which doesn't really do anything by itself. And now our opponent's like building stuff back up. Oh, this shit is scary. This is scary right now. All right, Plump is gonna steal 2 of our virtual world spells. Oh my god, that's really annoying. Okay, there's a Yeep. I was wondering if our opponent was ever going to try to find one. Whiffing on the PURRELY again. I do think that they probably should have gone for the Yeep instead of that PURRELY on that turn 1 search. Oh my god, we ripped the E-Telly, hell yeah. Oh, and then Shen Shen can bring itself back. That was I knew there was something in the back of my head that was like, we still have some amount of recursion here. That's right, it was the Shen Shen. Fenrir is going to turn it face down, but this will not only get that out of the way for the whole turn, but it also triggers our Triple Tactics thrust. We can go ahead and use the talent here as well. Opponent's going to chain the Plump effect in response. Taking the Fenrir, entering battle. That'll now allow us to get rid of the My Friend as well as the PURRELY. Oh, and we get to add our own Fenrir. That's so cute. That's good. And yep, now we make the Baron de Fleur, which can easily pop the Plump and negate whatever our opponent top decks. So we ended up in a really, really good spot here. That E-Telly was such a good rip off the top of the deck. Although it could have been any level, any of the tuners, really, and it still would have been the exact same thing. Like, that E-Telly looks like a really, really lucky top deck, but, like, if you stop and think about it, it could have been E-Telly, it could have been any of the Maihime Lulus left, it could have been any of the Nyan Nyans left, it could have been Ash Blossom, even. Like, again, it really just had to be, like, a level 3 tuner there. Speaking of level 3, oh, this one's not a tuner, right? Except when it's summoned back, that's right. but it could have been any of our other virtual monsters to potentially find a card that finds a tuner. Like, I feel like we had a lot of outs there. Again, I don't know this deck well enough to know off the top of my head what all of them would be, but it's super Jover at this point. We could summon I can never have known how to pronounce this card's name. I always want to say, like, Jewy, but, like, that can't be right. That cannot be right. Doesn't really matter, I guess, in what we particularly summon here, as long as we get to put enough damage on board for lethal, which we had far more than enough for. So, thank you for that submission, Asteri. That was an awesome game. It's cool to see a deck like Virtual World come back and still be very relevant in this meta. Our next duel should be a game where we see an older deck come back to take on a newer one. So let's go ahead and take a look at that game here. Okay, Adalon is going to be our next viewer that we are taking a submission from here. And they have a duel. It should be a Duelist Cup game. Yep, here, it's the only one here. This duel here versus Arketh, or Arseth, however the opponent's name is pronounced, is going to be Drytron versus KASH. So here we have yet another Season 1 deck taking on a Season 23 or 22, are we on? 22 deck. And whoo, you have a Royal Kurikara. I am jealous. Love seeing your Royals, and again, I'm going to take a peek at your extra here. You're playing the Dynamundo. That's cool. That's cool. I like that. Oh, you have a Royal Beatrice as well. So good. So good. All right, let's see what we got here. Going to start off with Jack in the hand, revealing a whole suite of Drytron monsters. And, oh, they didn't take Alpha Thuban. People nowadays don't respect Drytrons enough. This is, like, I think one of the better Drytron monsters to start off. I mean, to be fair, I didn't play Drytron back in the day, so I actually don't know it that well, but I know that that card, Alpha Thuban, was one of the ones that would most commonly be the starters that wrecked me. So, to be fair, there's a lot of ways to get their plays going. Using the Beta Fafnir to set up the Zeta, pitching the Ben 10 to summon itself and add the Metatonus Drytron. That'll, of course, also proc the Ben 10 effect. Oh, we're playing the, I've seen this card, the new, this actually came out in the Legacy pack, got put in very recently. Choji of the Trillion Hands is like the new Senju / Manju. It's level 6, but if it's summoned, then we get to add both a ritual monster and a ritual spell, which is huge advantage. And then, of course, Ben 10. Oh, because wait, is this when it's distributed, period? Oh no, we didn't tribute it from the field though. Yeah, of course not. But it is when it's tributed, period, for what it's worth. Oh, and oh my god, it's also level 6 for the Herald of Perfection. That's dirty. That's so good. Oh, interesting. Okay, we're sending the Herald in attack mode. I wasn't expecting that. It usually comes out in defense mode. But maybe we're cooking something up here. Let's see. I never know what Drytron is up to. This deck is something else. Summoning our Ben 10 here using the Delta Atlas. Alright, now we get to tribute that from the field for the Gamma, and that'll bring back the Thuban, and of course also proc the Ben 10 for who else but Eva. Here's IP Masquerena. Interesting, okay. Now we're going to link off Zeta. Is this for Link Rebo? Yes, okay. Ending here. Okay, so I guess we put Herald in attack mode because we can just change whatever tries to battle into it, its attack to 0. But, oh no, they had a Kaiju! No! Well, there goes our Herald. But, oh, all they had was an Ogre. Thank God. Okay, well, yeah, here we can just use the Link Rebo effect to switch the Ogre's attack to 0, and it'll get to banish one of our cards that it excavates, but this is so unrelevant. What is that? What was that spell card? Shadow's Light? Oh, I think, did this also very recently get added, I think? Normal spell card is an ultra rare, but again, I think this is in the Legacy pack. Or it might just be in that new anime pack. I don't remember. No, Duality was in the new anime pack. This is a Legacy pack card, I think, but target a dark monster you control, special summon a light monster from your deck or extra deck with the same original type and level. You can banish this card from your graveyard during your main phase this turn. You can normal summon one light or dark monster in addition to your normal summon. Can only use each effect once per turn. Cannot conduct your battle phase during the turn you activate either of these effects. Interesting. It's very much like Duality. I think actually both cards got played by Chaz in the GX manga, if I recall correctly. Because didn't he use duality? Didn't he use both of them to summon both Light End and Dark End Dragon? I'm pretty sure is how that works, but... Yeah, Raigeki not going to do too much against the access code once it's been made with the IP. And then we can go ahead and boost it up to 4,300. Whoa, wait. They had a Theosis and they didn't fire it off till main phase 2? I guess they wanted to clear the IP, but they definitely didn't consider that the Link Rebo would interfere with that. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why I don't know why our opponent didn't do this on main phase 1. I guess again they wanted to play around the IP, but kind of ultimately ended up failing to really do so here. Okay, making the big eye to take our access code. Oof, and they have Birth for the Fenrir again, too. That's actually pretty brutal. Wait, they had a Scareclaw, too? Oh my god. Yeah, I feel like our opponent was way too scared of the IP, honestly. Like, I don't know, I just feel like it didn't, like, if they had all this action, I don't know why they played so hard around the IP. They could have just pushed through it, honestly, but... The fact that they did so is going to mean that we are very much going to be in a position to make a comeback here. Now, this Birth is going to hurt, I imagine. Again, I don't know too much about Drytron off the top of my head, but losing all those cards in the yard can't be the easiest thing in the world, although we do get to summon the Kurikara here, and not only that, we even get to use the triple attack to, I was going to say, take our access code back. Like, give me that back. Taking care of the Fenrir. Alright, we're going to use the Delta to sack the Benton and hand to bring it back. Do we have any more? We do have the IP in our yard to potentially pop one of the back rows here. But waiting is also not a bad idea, just to see if they even have anything relevant. This could also be a thing, because you can't see this during replays, but this could also be a situation where our opponent isn't getting past priority at all, so maybe we just don't imagine they have anything relevant here. Oh wow, we're rocking the Drytron boss monster as well. Oh my goodness, no fear of these back rows at all. We're just going for it here. Oh, but the wait, why couldn't this be destroyed? Oh, it negated the access code, but I don't know why it survived the Metatonus battle actually. Does Birth randomly stop? No, that's not a... No, well, it is a KASH monster, but... Yeah, that doesn't stop them from being destroyed by battle. That was weird. I don't know what that was all about, but... Probably just some effects that I'm missing here. In any case, though, we get to... Oh my god, we even get to bring back their own Arise Heart to use against them with the Kurikara. We have a Zeus, we have the Heralds. Like, it's gonna be... There's no way our opponent has a realistic shot of coming back here. Alright, preparation for Fenrir. We get to proc our own field spell in response. They're going to add a unicorn, but that's totally fine. Oh yeah, now we get to just pop their preparation in there. Oh wait, oh, because there is a KASH Xyz monster on the field. I was like, wait, how is Big Bang activating? That's right, it doesn't have to be on their field, just to be on the field. Wow, that was actually a pretty good attempt to come back. I'll say attempt again. On our opponent's part, but yeah, we have the Drytron Nova here, we even still have the Zeus, we have both Heralds. I just have such a hard time imagining our opponent can really do anything threatening with the two cards left in hand here. We do still have to get over the Scareclaw Kashira, though. We could have thought about just using Zeus if we were going to play over the field spell anyway, but I don't imagine... Oh, we're just going to take it with Natasha? Is that how this works? Oh, I see. We're using Natasha to make Dynamundo, and that'll proc the Natasha. Oh, that's cute. I really like that a lot. Oh, that's a really good use for Dynamundo. Because, yeah, when I tried Dynamundo and Gishki Sprite, I wasn't, like, super impressed. But, also, that was a really cool way the direct attack... Did you see that? Did you see that in the video? The direct attack, like, kind of laid over the swinging in for lethal animation? That was cool. No, that's a really good use for Dynamundo, is to link off the Natasha to summon it. And that'll proc the Natasha because it gets into the yard. That's so good. Alright. there is that Drytron game. Thanks for that, Adalon. Again, much like the last duel, it's cool to see a Season 1 deck coming back and taking out one of the Season 22 decks. Just goes to show that while power creep is a thing, it doesn't at all make these relatively older decks unplayable or anything like that. We do still have one more game to show off. Let's go straight into that here. Alright, Sebastoran is going to have our last duel for us here. This time we're not seeing an older deck. We're watching PURRELY take on a full Dragon Link setup. So I'm definitely eager to see this for myself here. As Dragon Link boards, especially when they have like a huge setup like it sounds like our opponent's going to have here, are very, very scary to play through. So, ooh, this is a great hand. Oh, could you imagine this hand turn 1? It'd just be instantly Jover. Oh yeah, I think you talked about this game in the Discord. Was this the game where opponents set up a huge field off of only Black Metal Dragon? I think you mentioned this one. Alright, they're going to use the Black Metal to link into the Striker. Striker adding the Boot Sector, Black Metal adding the Red Eyes Darkness Metal. We're sacking the Striker for the Red Eyes Darkness Metal, using that to bring back the Black Metal Dragon. That will allow us to then go into the Dragoon Knight Romulus. Romulus, of course, going to set up the Ravine. And yeah, I mean, this is pretty much a full setup. Black Metal Dragon by itself does get you like the full setup here. For your combos, and they even get to add the Red Eyes Black Meteor Dragon, because that search for Black Metal Dragon, not once per turn. So, Ravine coming down, we're actually sending the Boot Sector for Dragoon Knight Remus. Wow, sending the Boot Sector is a little surprising. But maybe we just don't need it here? Oh, we're adding another Ravine? Bringing the Remus back, and now we're sacking it for another Striker. Okay, that'll proc Romulus to special the Black Meteor Dragon. We have Magnum Hut too. That's going to banish... what did that banish, actually? Oh, banish the Red Eyes Dark Metal. Yeah, they're on the Heretic King. They're on this style of a build. They are on a 60-card deck, so that makes sense. But getting the Heretic Seal... Or not Seal, the Heretic... what is this one called? Dragon King of a Tomb. Pisty brings back the Metal Dragon that got banished, and now they can go for the Delingerous Dragon. And now we're going into our Borland. Interesting that they're on Delingerous, but I guess for this combo line it might be needed. Oh, we don't even have to put Borland in the extra monster zone. That's cute. Because we still have the Striker Dragon on the field. Wow, this line is insane. And this was, I think, the game we were talking about, where they did all of this off of only Black Metal Dragon. Oh my god, they're still not done yet. They're still making the Bora load. With just casually 4 other cards in hand. Oh my god, set 2. And then they even also have the Magnum Hut ad for the Baldrake during the end phase there. Well, that's more than a little intimidating, isn't it? But, you know, we have a PURRELY hand of the most gas I've ever seen a PURRELY hand have, so I think if we're going to be able to break a board, it's going to be with this deck. So let me switch my face back. I was still on my determined face. That's their eager face. But anyway, always love to get a good SpongeBob reference in when I can. Oh, we're playing the Herald with the thrust. That's good. That's good. Interesting that they chose to tribute the Bora load. Oh, because they already used it. They haven't used Borland yet, I believe. That's right. Also, Baldrake summoning itself here. I guess they want to use this against the PURRELY, but they also still have the Heretic, or the Heavenly Spheres. Let me see, actually. Has this used... No, this hasn't used its effect yet. Neither has this, of course, because it's still on the field, so... Okay. We're making the Plump, grabbing the Delicious, of course, yep. Plump F to grab those two. Okay, now they're using the Heretic Seal. And we're going to chain Happy Memory. Yeah, because the Heretic Seal doesn't target. That is very important to remember. So the field spell actually doesn't protect us here. But we can chain the Plump F and actually... Oh, and then we proc Street and My Friend, right? Yeah. And then because we use the Plump F, we can banish the Borland off the field, and now we don't have to worry about that. They do get a summon here. I imagine they're going to summon Druid Swarm to go with their Baldrake. Yep. No, wait, someone's star in here? Okay. Why not True Swarm? What? That's weird. PURRELY good kitty, finding us the pretty memory. Gonna use the PURRELY, or PURRELY rather, with the pretty memory to summon out a beauty. Makes sense. Now we have the negate up for the Baldrake. Opponent has an imperm for a PURRELY. Don't know if I agree with that. I almost never negate the PURRELY search effect because my whole reasoning is like they could just whiff on the excavate, and then that's kind of like using the negation right there, right? So I think that was a bit of a misplay on our opponent's part, to be totally honest, but it's like it's an understandable play at the same time. Oh wait, we're just gonna do the OTK anyway? Are we gonna? Yeah, we found the happy. Oh my god, we found the OTK anyway. This is disgusting. This is so good. Oh my god. Yeah, now we have the OTK. Yeah, we have it. We just use the happiness and now we delicious memory. Oh my god, that's so good. We just have to dodge Nibiru. We even get to bounce the last back row and we dodge Nibiru. That's beautiful. Yep, here's the last happy memory. Could even throw on the delicious if you really wanted to for just maximum. That's BM at that point, though. Yeah, no, we're just gonna swing in for lethal. Boom, there it is. Oh, that was an awesome... Oh, that was so cool. I can't believe that, one, our opponent had such an awesome setup themselves off of only one card, but two, we managed to play through that setup with our hand there. That was insane. Thank you very much for submitting that game. Thank you, everybody who submitted duels, regardless if they got shown or not. Again, if they did not get shown, we do this every single week, so there is always next week to get your games in there. But yeah, that'll go ahead and do it for this video. Let's move now to our outro. Alright everybody, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you for watching it all the way to the very end. That means a whole lot to me, and it's also a fantastic way to support the channel. And if you're interested in supporting the channel in other ways besides YouTube, there are plenty of ways to do that. If you check out the description below, you'll find a bunch of links down there. One of them goes to my Patreon. You're actually seeing the names of everyone subscribed to the Patreon on the screen right now. So if you're interested in getting your name in the credits here at the end, if you want to see more daily Master Duel content, or if you're interested in one-on-one private coaching sessions, I offer all of that on Patreon. I also stream live on Twitch. Feel free to go ahead and click that link and follow and or subscribe there. I also have the Discord community, if you want to follow that link, where hundreds of duelists have already signed up. Free to join, and you can just come hang out, talk about the game, and chill in general. Final link that's going to be in the description is my Twitter. You can follow that if you want some more notifications of what's happening with the channel. So, all in all, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day.